Alright, this is GeekSwitch.net here interviewing Tim, DJ for Babel Entertainment and Babel Radio. So, Tim, how did you get involved with Babel Entertainment?
The way I got involved with it was about, give or take, about 2 years ago. I met up with Sean at another anime convention that I work at with bands, A-Kon in Houston, Texas. And I asked him originally, I wanted to get in with Media Magazine, the big visual rock one that they had there. And he said, well, we'll have some beers and we'll talk about it. We never had any kind of beers at all. He actually forgot all about that kind of stuff. And on his flight back to LA, he called me up and he was like, hey, I have this idea for a magazine to mix VK and American East meets West kind of thing. And he's like, do you want to do it? And I said, hell yeah. You can't pass on any kind of thing like that, so it's pretty good.
Okay. What kind of... you are a DJ with the online streaming Babel Rock Radio. What kind of music do you enjoy playing when you do your sets?
Well, because of the fact I am in the early morning slot, so like 9 o'clock in the morning over at my time, Pacific Standard, not East Central, something like that.
Yes, we're in Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time. I like to play the stuff that I grew up with. Heavy metal, just thrash, grindcore, stuff like Cannibal, Napalm Death, Dimmu, things like that.
Okay, so even though Babel Entertainment is more known for their support of Visual Rock,
right.
You guys play just about everything.
Well, that's what we wanted to do, because to us there shouldn't be any kind of dividing line between that kind of music. We love our VK, we love it to death. We love our American stuff. So there's no reason that the two families can't meet.
What kind of bands would you suggest for people who are new to Visual Rock?
For people who are new to the visual style rock, would be my first one that I got into was Duran Gray. Very well known, and then from there I went to X Japan. X Japan is a very good one to get started on too as well.
Alright, you guys just released your second issue of Babel Entertainment Magazine. It's just titled Babel, with Gus G on the cover, the guitarist of Ozzy Osbourne. But when you start flipping to the pages, you start noticing other bands like Bloodstained Child and D. Would you like to elaborate on why a American artist was pulled onto the cover?
American artists are more, especially in America and stuff like that. If you were to throw, say, D or any of the other Japanese bands on the cover, there's a good chance that you're going to get passed up. So you throw a good, well-named person, on the front, like Gus G from Firewind and Ozzy, and it just means because it's also showcasing the fact that we like both sides. We love the VK, we love the American. It's just the best part.
So just like what you guys play on the radio, you cover both East and West. So the magazine will, in future issues, be more of a nice balance.
Right, it's going to be balanced out. We're doing pretty good right now. I mean, we're slowly introducing a lot more things. We have articles in there, tattoos, and there's an ad in there for a guitar shop that sells guns. Same time, you can get a banjo and an Uzi. Same time,
So you're covering aspects of the culture of rock, just not the bands as well. We're here in Dallas doing this interview at a anime convention called Project A-Kon, the oldest anime convention in the United States. Bloodstained Child and D performed this weekend for the first time in the United States, correct?
Correct.
For both bands?
For both bands, yes.
How well do you think that went over?
I think it went over amazing. It was like wall-to-wall people, and the energy in there alone was just great. Like, I've been to a lot of shows, and last night was freaking amazing. It was hands down. It tops last year's show to me.
Last year's show was Sekimas.
Yes, it was tremendous. I just follow Bloodstained Child since 2002. So I've been looking forward to this for, how many years is that now? 9 years? 9 years. 2011.
Yeah. What would you say really sets you apart as the magazine and the radio station from other magazines that you can find on the shelf?
It's one of the things that we listen to the fans, first off. Because without them, there's no magazine. Because this is for them. It's not for people who already know things about these bands, these visual bands, or anything like that. It's for those people, and I think the way we have it with the East and the West, it's going to attract everyone who doesn't know. They'll know Gus G, and then they'll flip through and they'll be like, "Oh, this is D. What is this D? What is this D about?" And they read it, and then that'll inspire them to go YouTube, or iTunes, get the albums and enjoy it.
So how many people DJ for Babel Rock Radio?
We have four. We have 4 people who DJ. We have myself, who does the early morning, the AM Metal Chamber. We have Danny, who does an hour of power, which is more, he uses visual and American power metal, like Firewind, Galnerius, which is a great Japanese band to look up as well. More of that kind of thing. Crazy Nights with Zach, who does Kiss. He does Sekimas. He does a lot of old stuff that even I don't even know. And I thought I knew a lot. And then we have the Rock the Nations with Shion, the main man Shion, and he does everything. He takes all requests. We all take requests. He does everything right there, and it's all amazing.
All right, so you just released issue 2 here at A-Kon in Dallas. First time anyone can pick it up, but you can pick it up on the website as well at www.babelentertainment.com.
Yes.
What are we looking forward to in issue 3?
What we're looking forward to in issue 3 is we have a live report of what's going on here right now at A-Kon. We're going to be featuring that in the magazine. And Tracy Guns from LA Guns is going to be in there. We have interview with legendary Japanese band Loudness. Zach actually went out and saw Loudness and got to interview with their guitar player. And it's just looking to be a great. It's going to be really great.
So Babel Entertainment's involved in another project, the Cursaders of Visual Rock, which is a group of fans getting out there to spread the word of Visual Kei rock. Can you kind of go into this a little bit more?
The Crusaders was thought up by Shion, and it is exactly for that reason. It is for fans, and people who just tune in and it's like, that sounds like a cool thing to do. To pick up the flag, and basically, how he likes to put it, march in and do what Crusaders do. And so he wants to do that to spread it, and we've even seen it. We had some people come to our booth today. They have the banner. They have all the images printed out on flags. So it was.
So this is currently a Facebook group, and they don't have their own website. But if they want to find them on Facebook, where could they find them?
It's the Cursaders of Visual Rock. You just type it into a search at facebook.com/Babel Entertainment. Yeah, you can find there because you'll find all of us there.
And you will be able to find a link on geekswitch.net here soon as well. In fact, I actually happen to be one of the admins for the group as well, which we're oddly enough referred to as Knights because this is a crusade. We need to get more people involved with rock outside the U.S. because there's wonderful bands outside the U.S. Like last year with Sekimas, which was one of the best lives I have ever seen in my life.
All the different colored knights. That threw me for a trip one day. I was like, who's a blue knight? Red knight?
All right, Tim, so where can you usually find Visual Kei live? Because in Japan, they don't necessarily call them concerts, correct? They call them lives.
Right, lives, yeah.
Because most of the time you only see them, most of these bands, for exception of Loudness, who did just a U.S. tour recently, correct?
Right. Loudness, Third Grey, X-Japan was in New York and stuff like that.
Are typically only at anime conventions.
Typically you find them, A-Kon in Dallas. You have Onicon in Houston, Texas. You have NakaCon, and that's in Kansas City, Missouri. You have Nebraska-Con, which is obviously in Nebraska. All those kind of places. Great places because those places, there's a want and a need for these bands. And that's what we like to do, is to bring them. And then you have a turnout like we did last night. And
which was a packed house.
And that was, like, you get that kind of turnout, and then everybody the next day come running up to you going, thank you so much for bringing them, and, you know, it's for them. It's for y'all.
So what you're saying is, unfortunately, in the Midwest, there's kind of a lack of seeing them live in concert outside in a venue outside of convention, because it's more common on the East and the West Coast because the big cities like New York and LA.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's why we're wanting to hit up these other places, because there's a want and a need for VK. There's starving kids for the rock, you know, and that's what we want to bring.
So if you could have a Visual Kei concert here in the Midwest that was, say, 2 headliners and 2 opening acts, what would those 4 bands be?
So it's sort of be like my dream concert.
Yeah.
Opening, I would want to have Siggy Moss again, because they're freaking legendary. I would want to see them happen again. All's Dead would be second right thereafter. I'd love to see Bloodstained Child again. Actually, I wish I could have them all if I could have them all collaborate on one song, that would be sweet. And Oz. I would love to see Oz. Oz is very, very more metal style VK. You know how they usually have those softer vocals and stuff like that. They're straightforward into it, and that would be great. I would love to see that.
So if people want to pick up issue 1 or 2, which 2 is the new release issue of Babel Magazine, where can they find that?
You could find it at www.babelentertainment.com. You can see it there. You can also go to our friends at geekswitch.net, and they have a link, a little banner up. It goes to our website. You can get it from there too. All the Facebook groups will lead you back to it. Facebook.com/BabelEntertainment. You'll get it. You can be led to it there. Plus, you know, all the updates, all the goodies that Facebook has to offer. Love Facebook.
And if they want to listen to you guys on Babel Radio, you have your morning set. But you guys also do some live...
Yes, live shows. Those are always a treat. Live shows happen every Tuesday. It's the Keep It Sleazy hour. It's all every Tuesday. At 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Standard, and then all those weird times in between. Those are usually 2-hour live shows. There's a chat room. You know, you just go to babelentertainment.com, click the listen live button, pops up the chat room. You'll have everybody in there. You'll see the Knights, the Crusaders of Visual Rock, the Knights, they're in there. And it's just a great show because you get to hear all the DJs all in one place all at one time. And it's just amazing topics. We get on each other's nerves. We laugh, we cry, we pee a little sometimes.
And you actually have callers call in and discuss things along with you.
We do have callers that call in. It's always great to get the ones that disagree with us because, you know, that's what, you know, fuels us, you know. Because that makes a great show, is differences of opinions, and that's what we love. Love that. Plus they yell at Zach, which is fun.
All right. Well, we do appreciate you taking the time to be part of the first Geek Switch interview at geekswitch.net. And you can always check out Babel Entertainment at babelentertainment.com or on Facebook and also on their Twitter account.
Oh, yes, Twitter account.
So thank you so much, Tim, and
thrash till death.